on to Would I Lie to You, the show all about terrible lies and amazing truths. On Lee Mack's team tonight, the chef and food campaigner responsible for Escape to River Cottage, Return to River Cottage, the River Cottage treatment, the River Cottage year, River Cottage forever, Beyond River Cottage, and could you please shut up about the River Cottage? It's Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall. And one of the funniest comedians on the circuit, if only to look at. It's Rufus Hound. And on David Mitchell's team, a comedian who does adverts for the Welsh Tourist Board. I can't help thinking they should have got someone a little higher profile, maybe someone who hosts his own hit panel show. Just throwing it out there. It's Rod Gilbert! And one of the very best comedians in Britain. She's talented, she's charming, witty, erudite and beautiful. She also gets to write all her own introductions. It's Miranda Hart! So, we begin, as always, with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, so they've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the truth from the tosh. Hugh is first up tonight. Hugh, would you reveal all, please?
Occasionally, as a treat, I put Marmite on my face and let my dog lick it off. Face.
Yeah. And this is a treat for you or the dog?
I see it as a treat for the dog, because...
How does he see it?
Like many people, I don't... Apparently also very much as a treat.
What kind of dog, please?
She's a Springer Spaniel.
You say this is predominantly for the dog. You must enjoy it on some level, because that's quite an extreme activity to do with...
I've always
just for a dog.
I've always liked having my face licked by the family dog. Always.
By just the dog? Anyone else?
Well, cats have a raspy, sandpapery tongue, and it's not nearly so nice.
Have you ever been caught in that awkward moment where you've marmited up and then somebody's rung the doorbell?
By members of the household, but not by strangers at the door.
Do dogs like Marmite?
Dolly does.
I'm not sure that's a helpful line of inquiry, is it?
Do dogs like...
They like salt.
Of course it's a helpful line of inquiry.
Is it a helpful line of
If
inquiry?
all dogs hate Marmite, it can't be true.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that could answer that question properly.
You don't think there's anyone on the planet
that could answer the question, do all dogs like Marmite? No, I don't think there is.
I don't want this to sound like a rebuke. What I was saying was whether anyone knew whether or not all dogs might hate Marmite. You'd know if all dogs...
That's very much just the other side of the coin, in my book.
No, this isn't a coin. There are three things. There's dogs all hate Marmite,
Yes.
there's dogs all like
Yes.
Marmite,
Yes.
or there's dogs have a similar view to Marmite as humans do.
Yeah, what, let me not hate it?
Rod,
I
no,
know.
as someone who's now in Series 4, you never get into conversations like this with David. He always wins or wears you down. Just don't do it.
Surely it is almost certainly true that some dogs will like Marmite and some won't.
No. For example, I would say that no cats like baked beans.
Would you?
No! You're definitely wrong about that.
For 2 hours, my cat got stuck in a fridge and genuinely ate a bowl of baked beans. Genuine, I swear on my life.
How did the cat get stuck in there?
The cat, I don't know, just leapt in when my mum opened it once.
And then and you didn't see it? She didn't see a cat in the fridge?
She did that. Probably got some milk, cat jumped in, shut.
Well, she got the milk for the cat, and then where's the cat? Have you seen the cat?
Maybe I'm wrong about cats and baked beans. What I'm saying is there are some foods liked by many humans that certain other species will never eat. Yeah. So what I'm saying is different species like different things, and it is possible.
You said that the things that humans eat, that other animals, all other animals, the species...
We've got to learn to work together.
Well,
yeah, you really have.
In that case, you need to change your opinion.
This programme has taken on a tone of civil unrest. I sense anarchy at the gates. David, I'll caution you once. Control your team.
I'm going to have to call in the UN. I can no longer vouch for my team.
Excuse me, what have I done?
I feel like a supply teacher who's been parachuted into a problem school and is finding it very difficult to cope. Hugh, your original statement was to do with the dog licking off your face. Now, how often does this occur?
It's something I started doing as a kid because it was a good way to... That was several dogs...
Good way to what?
to get the family dog to lick my face.
So, David Mitchell, what are you saying? Truth or lie?
Rod, what do you think?
Oh, no.
I think whatever my captain thinks, I will back into the hilt.
Oh, my word.
Can I just say that he just touched David's leg in a slightly effeminate manner? Like that.
If that's what it takes to have them working as a team, Miranda, I'm happy.
That whole round was sexual tension, is that what you're doing?
Is that sexual tension?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't like it. Miranda, what do you think?
I think it is a lie because he doesn't look that desperate for affection in his life.
It has to be a lie, David, otherwise there's something wrong with him.
So you both think it's a lie?
Yes.
Yes.
OK, we'll say lie.
There's a lot riding on this
All
one.
right. So, Hugh Fernley Whittingstall.
It was a lie.
Yes, it was a lie. Hugh does not put Marmite on his face and let his dog lick it off as a treat. I once let a German Shepherd lick Marmite off my face. If you're watching, Jürgen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to end like that. Miranda, you're up next.
Right. I always test the temperature of my bath with my ear.
Here we are, Lee.
What's wrong with the conventional elbow?
Well, two things, Hugh. Firstly, it amuses me to test it with my ear. And secondly, I'm a big fan of the bath and I like to get it right and I think it's more sensitive. I sometimes test food, the heat of food, by my ear as well.
Could you mime the process of how you put your ear in the bath?
No, it's simply a question of kneeling at the bath. And I have quite high baths.
How high from the top would you say the water goes?
Well, probably about that much.
Right, so you're
kneeling down.
Kneeling down, and then
You can bend away all the way over to get your ear in the bath without...
Look,
I'm quite tall, and I just get there quite
bendy as well.
I'm bendy. Hi.
Can I just
I'm
add
tall
some,
and bendy.
Add some credibility.
This is when you put my mobile number at the bottom of the screen.
so I'm guessing, like most normal people, you like a little bit of bubble bath and stuff. So you're basically leaning over, you're going in head first through the bubble bath. You're going through it, wait, and then suddenly you've hit it. Oops, it's a bit hot. You've come up. Your face is full of suds, yeah? And you go, well, I'll add a bit more cold to that. And then you sit there and wait with your frothy face. Is that what we're expected to believe?
Lee, do you usually have a bubble bath? I didn't have you down as a bubble bath type.
To be fair, David, you probably didn't have me down as a bath type.
I can tell you that he's got an open fire in his bathroom.
Yes.
Really?
And sometimes Miranda will come round and I'll say to Miranda, I'm not sure if that fire's too hot. And she will...
Do you have one ear that's more sensitive than the other? Is it the left, right, always the left, right, always the right?
Always has to be the left because of where the bath is.
Are you right-handed?
Yes.
That'll make sense, you see.
Do you face away from the tap?
I'm left-handed and I would go in with the right ear, you see.
I'm right-handed, but I would go with my right ear because of the way my bathroom is. To go with my left ear, I'd have to be turning my back to the taps when I did it, and I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. I want to be able to see that, because ultimately the taps are responsible for the temperature, so I want to be able to look them in the eye while I judge what they've done.
You know those taps haven't actually got eyes, that's your reflection, don't you?
Yeah, no, I know.
What are you going to say on this one, Lee? What are you thinking? Is she telling the truth?
Honestly, Lee, the physics of this are all wrong. If you're kneeling, it's your hips that you bend from. Otherwise, your whole spine would have to be able to go over at 90 degrees.
No, because it's genuinely really easy to do.
Can you just kneel down and show us roughly how it works?
It's literally... So say the bath is...
Can I be the bath?
Where's... So he's the bath. Just say this is the water. That's quite low
Well, that's
down.
convenient, isn't it? That perfect height.
No, but it's not.
I can adjust it. I'll be the bath. There's the water. Oh, bit of ear. Got me.
That was very well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done. OK, Lee.
answer. 'Cause
Do you know what? Until she did that, I didn't believe it, and now I do.
I do as well now. What do you think, Rufus?
Yeah. Still think it's a lie.
Do you? Ooh, I'll go with you and say that's true.
True. OK. Miranda, were you telling the truth? Were you telling a lie?
It was a lie.
It's a lie. Miranda does not test the temperature of her bath with her ear. Rod, you're next.
I once had a job where I had to answer the phone and say, "Hello, beef?"
There we are. Lee's team, what do you think?
What was the job?
It was a job, it was an office job where,
An office job?
Yeah, an office job.
Right.
In an office job.
Yeah, I know what an office job is.
Yeah, with a
The
certain
word
type-
office I'm not confused with is the bit about the beef that's getting to.
It's a government department where we dealt with beef and lamb and suckling cows.
Right. So what was the government department exactly? What were they
It
doing?
was it was an agricultural department of Welsh government.
So they'd ring up and say, "Hello, beef," and the kind of questions they would ask you would be...
They'd say, it was all about identifying animals.
Identifying them?
Yeah.
So you go, "Hello, beef," and they go, "I think you're just the man. I'm looking at a big black and white animal. It's saying move. Can you help me?" "Ah, it's cow. I'm beef. Goodbye."
No. Well, either that or you might want to put them through the suckler cow. Depends if it was male or female.
What is a suckler cow?
I don't know. I only worked in beef.
Which was this in Cardiff or something? Or?
No, it was in West Wales.
Was it in Carmarthen?
Carmarthen.
Kidwelly?
Carmarthen.
Haverfordwest?
Carmarthen.
Carmarthen?
You should work on the trains. The Welsh office is in Cardiff, but the Welsh office agriculture department, WOAD, is in Carmarthen.
So farmers would ring you up and ask you questions about
Farmers
beef?
would ring me up and they'd say, "I've got an animal here, and it needs identification," and we would give them...
What do you mean identification?
We would give them cattle identification documents. It was the CID department, CID,
Well, just
cattle
stop
identification.
It, stop it. I feel sick with confusion.
It's CID. I worked in CID. It was...
Oh, you worked in CID?
Cattle
That makes sense. You worked for CID.
There's been a mooder.
CID was cattle identification document, so it's like a cow passport, and they'd ask us questions about
Cow
that.
passport?
A cow passport. They'd ring up and they'd say, "We've got a new cow in town."
So you'd send out the official documentation.
They would tell me the animal's details, and we would print up a CID, cattle identification
Because
document.
each one
and send
needed
it to
this.
them.
Everyone had to have this.
Every cow.
Oh, every cow, yes.
So what are you going to say then, Lee? Is he telling the truth?
Well, if you know a lot about cows.
A little.
I've rung up departments of DEFRA and said hello, and they've said hello, beef.
Yeah.
And the whole
true.
WOAD thing, you wouldn't just come up with that.
Unless you were very quick and very clever.
OK, we'll go with true.
You're saying true. Rod, were you telling the truth?
It was...
True!
Yes, it's true. Rod did once have a job where he had to ensure every cow had a passport. Oh, it's hard enough getting him into the milking shed, let alone a photo booth. So at the end of that round, David's team have 3 points and Lee's team have 1. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Steve. Welcome, Steve. So, Hugh, first of all, what is Steve to you?
This is my friend Steve, who rescued me when I got stuck in a cave looking for bats.
Rufus?
This is my friend Steve, and together we have visited every pub inside the M25 called the Red Lion, apart from 4 of them.
Right. And, Lee, how do you know Steve?
This is Steve, and we once went camping together when we were in the Scouts. and we woke up to find that someone had stolen our tent.
David's team, where to begin?
So when was this camping trip, Lee?
This camping trip was, I would have been about 13, 12, I think, 12. Something.
How old was Steve?
Steve was about, I don't know. 13. He wasn't born. That's what made the whole thing awkward. No, he was about 7 or 8.
So you were 12 or 13. He wasn't in the Scouts. He was just a 7-year-old you'd brought along.
The Cubs and the Scouts went together. He was in the Cubs, I was in the Scouts, and they
issued every Scout with a cup.
They did,
No way.
They put each young boy in with an older boy in each tent.
So where were you camping?
We were camping somewhere in the Lake District. I think it was called the Lake District.
You woke up with no tent, is that what you said?
Correct. Went to sleep with a tent, woke up without a tent.
Do you know what happened to said tent?
Well, that's a good question. We don't know to this day what happened to said tent.
You never saw the tent again?
No. Stolen?
Yes, I know it was stolen.
Oh,
We don't know
stolen.
what happened to it.
You don't think it might have blown away? You woke up, no tent, and you assumed foul play.
We weren't that deep a sleeper that there was a gale force wind.
You were deep enough that someone had stolen the tent.
There's something about wind that's different to burglars.
Can I just ask-
Wind doesn't...
There's something about wind that's different to burglars. Now, there I agree with you. Now, if that was what you were asserting, that and that alone, I would say you were telling the truth. However, there's more to this story.
Wind does not sneak up on you.
Can I ask a question?
Well,
Did this tent not have a built-in ground sheet?
No, it did not. Because otherwise, it would have been, this is Steve, and we were once kidnapped.
All right, I'm going to jump in here. David, please move on to somebody else.
all right.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about... He's Hugh's Batman. To Batcave.
Where were you trapped in a cave?
In Sri Lanka,
Really? What were you doing in said cave?
looking for bats.
And what went wrong?
It got dark.
Don't bats live in the dark?
Yes, but when I went into the cave, there was quite a bit of sunlight coming into the entrance and actually going quite far into the cave. And I just sort of went as far as I thought was safe, but then the sun went over a ridge outside the cave and it suddenly got very dark and I'd gone further into the cave than I thought.
But then Steve wandered past.
So has anybody seen a tent?
Steve actually heard me shouting for help.
Why were you looking for bats in a cave in Sri Lanka? Were you looking to eat them?
Funny you should say that. They'd had bat on the menu in the hotel, and I was told that they got them from this cave. And out of curiosity, I thought, well, I'll go and look. I'd also heard that they had a rather grim way of catching them, which is to hang fish hooks down from the top of the cave.
And did you go on your own?
Yes.
And then, so you called for help and Steve was walking past the entrance.
Steve, lovely guy, was staying at the hotel, and he heard my cries for help.
Why did they catch bats with a line? Why didn't you just spray them with something? Or just go in with a machine gun?
I think that if you...
I think it rather ruins the integrity of the individual bat as a starter or main course.
Well, admittedly,
It's had a couple of machine gun bullets through it. Also, you can machine gun a zebra, doesn't really spoil it. But a bat...
So, David, what about Rufus's claim, the whole pub thing?
Which of the 4 Red Lions that you've not been to, where are they?
I don't remember.
You can't find them.
But you know there are 4 exactly.
Yeah, we got a list of all the pubs called the Red Lion, and then we went to visit all of them, and I know that there were 4 that we did not go and visit.
Did you go to one on South Ealing Road? Opposite Ealing Studios?
Yes.
Did you? When did you do this?
Oh, fair enough.
Was this like a competition, a bet, or a...
Yeah, we came up with it as an idea because we knew that there were a lot of them, and we thought it would be good to visit all of them.
In a period of time?
Yeah, over a week.
So how do you know?
A week?
How many are there?
Wow.
There's about 46. We
You went to
visited
42.
about 42 of
You
them.
visited 42 Red Lions with Steve in 1 week.
Yeah.
How do you know Steve?
Through AA.
We went to school together.
Right.
So, David's team is Steve, Hugh's caveman, Rufus's pub crawler, or Lee's camping friend.
Lee is definitely the least believable, I think. The others two are quite believable.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe Rufus at all. Rufus has got a bit of edge to him. Steve looks so sweet and presentable. I don't think he'd be in this weird Rufus world.
He does look sweet, does he? Looks like a little cub.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm believing Hughes.
I am
most at
too.
the
I
moment.
believe Hugh.
Am I even getting a look in here?
No. And obviously, if it turns out you're true, then super.
You're saying it's Hugh?
Hughes, bat saviour.
OK. So, Steve, would you please reveal your true identity?
Well, I'm Steve. I'm Rufus's best friend. And together, we visited all of the pubs called the Red Lion inside of the M25, apart from 4.
Steve, everybody. And at the end of that round, David's team have 4 points, Lee's team have 2. Which brings us to our final round, quickfire lies, in which our panellists lie not only to their teeth, but against the clock. And we start with... It's David.
Possession.
Ah, OK. Out with the box.
This is my bloody tent.
This is the...
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you. This is the cricket ball with which I bowled out Jeremy Clarkson at a charity cricket match.
There we are.
What
Lee.
sort of ball was it? Was
Can
it
we see the ball?
a leg spin?
Don't give him multiple choice.
No, it was just sort of medium pace.
Go on.
Ready?
What are you expecting to see?
Well, there's a couple of things. Firstly, how long ago was this charity match?
It was 2 years ago, I think.
Because that...
What, are you checking the serial number?
No, I was looking to see how bashed around it was, where the splits were, if it looked like it had been hit.
I mean...
Don't eat it.
I'll tell
Can you
you...
show us your bowling action, David?
Yes, all right.
Start with a good catch.
Watch out, Miranda.
Can I just point out the inadvertent sexism that just happened? Basically, a girl caught something, and before any of you had a chance to think whether that might be patronising, you went...
Let's see the action then. Let's
All
see
right,
the ball.
my bowling action.
Don't throw the ball, obviously.
No. I would bowl it, wouldn't I? But no, I won't let go. It's like that.
Oh. Seems to have the action.
What score was he on when you bowled him?
I think about 12.
And did he run between them or just jump in his jag?
Which other popular celebrities were there?
Nicholas Parsons was there.
You've got a whole team. You've got quite a lot to go still.
And I think that was... It wasn't, everyone wasn't a celebrity.
So people were buying tickets to watch this game, and it was going towards charity.
Yeah.
Why were you there?
And the draw was Jeremy Clarkson, David Mitchell, and Nicholas Parsons. 20 quid a ticket. Yeah. That must have been a pretty golden ticket.
So what are you going to say, Lee? Is he telling the truth or not?
Well,
I really don't think he is.
you don't think he is?
No, because it doesn't appear to be a ball that was used for that purpose.
What do you think, Hugh?
I think it might be true, actually. I think
So
there's
you got-
enough truth there.
You think it's a lie, you think it's true. I think it's a lie.
You say it's a lie. David, were you telling the truth or was it a lie?
It is a lie.
That was a lie. Yes, David did not bowl out Jeremy Clarkson at a charity cricket match. Of course it's a lie. I mean, given the chance to hurl a cricket ball towards Jeremy Clarkson, who among us could honestly say they'd aim at the stumps? It's Lee.
Looking forward to this.
I trained for last year's Paris Marathon, but pulled out when a doctor advised me that one of my legs is shorter than the other.
Davidson, what do you think?
Why did you train for the Paris Marathon?
Because I couldn't get into the London Marathon.
Why?
One leg shorter than the other.
Because it was full.
What time of year is the Paris Marathon?
About April.
About April. About the same time as the London Marathon, then? Are they on the same day?
Yeah.
Do they clash? How embarrassing.
So maybe the London Marathon was full. There was a man dressed as a pig.
He doesn't mean he's a man who's dressed as a pig that hasn't applied early.
Yeah. They weren't going. We can't get enough people to fill this. Go up to the fields and try and rope some pigs into it.
Hello, pig. Yeah, well, we'll send one down. We'll send one down, no problem.
What made you go to the doctor? Did you have an injury? Did you feel pain? What was...
I did. I felt pain during the training and I said...
Where was the pain?
in my leg.
Is it not possible for people who have uneven legs to get shoes that compensate for that?
That's right. He said that. He gave me that.
Right.
He
And
gave me
why
the thing.
wasn't that fine, then?
When your leg's different, your whole body adjusts to make up for it. And it was so different.
It would have to be like a stiletto and a trainer.
He said, I'll give you the thing to put in your shoe, which will help you do some regular exercise, but your marathon days are over.
OK, so, David, what are you going to say? Do you think he's telling the truth?
Lie.
Why?
Oh, I believe it.
Thank you, Miranda.
So, truth from Miranda,
do,
lie
yeah.
from David.
I think it could be true, but I think if he'd really wanted to do it, you could have done it.
All right, I'll rephrase it, OK? I trained for last year's Paris Marathon, but pulled out when a doctor advised me that one of my legs is shorter than the other. He did say, well, actually, if you really tried hard, you could probably do it, but I'm a lazy bastard.
So
We're saying lie.
Your team says lie. OK. Lee, are you telling the truth or are you telling us a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Told you.
Yes, it's true. Lee did train for last year's Paris Marathon, but pulled out when a doctor advised him that one of his legs is shorter than the other. Actually, I have completely the opposite problem. One of my legs is longer than the other. Oh, and that noise signals time is up, and it's the end of the show, and I can tell you that in a very narrow victory, Lee's team have triumphed by 5 points to 4.
Wow.
But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week is Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall.
Thank you.
Yes, Hugh Fernley-Whittingstall, who hasn't served up such a variety of porky pies since his last TV show. Goodbye.